Howdy there, Chimp Champ. Welcome back to Manga, where hopefully you are having a fantastic day today. And today, I am posing the question: should you read Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro? So without further ado, let's jump into it. So, should you read Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro? And the simple answer is yes. You should definitely read Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro. There's been a lot of negativity surrounding this series, especially since the anime's come out. And that's mainly due to the first couple episodes. The character's a very bullyish type of character who just keeps hurting the main character, who's known as senpai. And pretty much Senpai's a loser. He's a loser, and there's no really bad way to get around it. He just allows people to beat him up and just do mean things to him, and he doesn't do anything about it. And that's the whole point of the story, is to see him grow as a person. And it's super freaking subtle. It's very slow. He grows at a very slow pace with Nagatoro. Nagatoro is there to push him and become better. That's her whole goal, her whole idea. Same with her friends, but to a lesser extent. Her friends are still a little bit more bullies for a longer period of time before they start becoming a little bit more nicer to him. Being known as Nagatoro's boyfriend or whatever. Just messing with them and stuff. And Nagatoro gets really mad and stuff. But that's pretty much the whole point, is that we take a character who is very weak, and we want to see him grow. And Nagatoro's there to help him out, because she's a very pushy, not pushy character, but very, I would say pushy character. She at first starts out bullying him, but the reason why she bullies him is because she likes him. She likes him, but she doesn't know how to express that. And her whole character arc is trying to figure out how to express it better in a much more proper manner. Saying I love you or I care about you and stuff like that. And that's just super freaking sweet. And the bullying, if she does do it, she does eventually go back. And she steps back if she goes too far. If Senpai starts crying or feeling uncomfortable, she immediately steps back and is okay, I've gone too far, and then she'll stop. And in the next chapter, she's a little bit more calmer. She isn't gonna do that again. She's okay, I know where his limit is. I'm not gonna push that. So then she goes and tries to see what she can do then. So she will try to show it again in a different way, but it's not as harsh. And then if Senpai responds positively to it, great. But if he does it, she's oh, my bad, I won't do it again, right? And, that's just super freaking sweet and wholesome. And as the story goes on, even she gets more, I don't want to say battle scars, but, he gets, used to it, right? He gets used to it and is able to, figure out, oh, this is, an awful way of flirting with me. That's what he realized, oh, she's pretty much just flirting with me. And he works, and he, figures out, once he figures that out, he grows a backbone, and Nagatoro helps him to become a better man. And it's so sweet. It's so freaking sweet. I love Nagatoro so much. Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro. It's just a really fun series. I can't really say much besides that. The chemistry they have is really good, I would say. Especially for a character that's just the definition of just weak. It's surprising how much chemistry they have together. And it's just a lot of fun watching them bounce off each other. Like I said, the bully character, not the bully characters, but their friends, who they eventually become. Well, they start as bullies, but eventually become friends. They are a little bit less fleshed out and don't really go off of him as well as Nagatoro, but they're still really solid characters, and I do enjoy them. One of my favorite scenes in the whole series is when Senpai is super down because he has to go do a 5K with his school. He's I can't do it. And then Nagatoro's yes, you can do it. So then she goes and gets all of the equipment to go and do practice a 5K with him and get him better and get the endurance better. And of course he doesn't win because he only gets like a week's time to like do it, but like he does really freaking well. And for Nagatoro, that's good enough, and for him, that's good enough. And it just super freaking cute and wholesome. I just love it so much, and the artwork is so freaking good. I'm gonna show you the cover of Volume 5 real quick. It's great, and like the back has like little panels and stuff. It's just really solid artwork as well. I really enjoyed it. Another thing I gotta say I really did enjoy was, I'm trying to think of what it's called. Oh, that's what it was. The series isn't all about romance. It's literally about Senpai's growth as a character, or Nagatoro's growth as a character. Depends on which chapter. And there are points in the series where he literally just has to work on himself, and that's just really freaking awesome to watch. For example, he's in the art class, so like the old president of the art class comes in and is like, hey, you're literally just in here with your friends doing literally jack crap. You need to prove to me that you are a good artist and that you are using this room for the best purposes. And to do that, I need to have a contest with you or this room will be gone. And he's like, crap, I'm nervous. He's like shaking. I'm nervous. I'm scared. I can't do this, because he's still in that weak type of mindset. And then Nagatoro's like, no, you got this. You can do it. And he eventually has to like figure out what he's going to do. And his friends help him along the way to like figure out what he needs to do. Because the president uses her like, it's bad, I'll say that much, but like she uses like her sexuality to like get people to like look at her paintings and stuff, which is like, you're like 17, it's just disgusting. You know how like the old statues of like nudity statues, it's something similar to that, where it's more like artistic but it's still disgusting. But yeah, so that's how she's winning, is like that, and all the people are like ogling it and all that nasty crap. And Senpai's like, I can't beat that because teenagers have hormones and crap. And then they come up with the idea to like, it needs love and expression in artwork. And he's like, and they're like, you got to find something that screams passion and love. And what ends up happening is that he goes around with Nagatoro, sketching out her daily life pretty much. And he eventually paints it and then puts it up, and he ends up winning because of Nagatoro and her help. She eventually like gets a whole costume and whatnot to like get people over, and and her whole like gimmick is like that she I believe they use the word roast in this book, which is weird. It's weird. It's like hipster language and whatnot, but it doesn't feel like out of place. But like she roasts the kids, to get them over here. And like all the kids are loving it, like, oh, you got him or whatever, but you could tell Nagatoro isn't like enjoying this in the slightest. She's like, I'm only doing this because of Senpai, which is like super sweet. But seeing him grow the confidence after that was like God tier. It's just so freaking good. Like I said, the whole story is about him growing as a character and him slowly growing a backbone and believing in himself, thanks to Nagatoro and her friends. And it's a beautiful way of doing it, and I just really freaking enjoy it. How the characters would go together and like work with each other, and how they mesh well. I do gotta say though, there are a little bit of problems with the fan service in this manga. Like GTO, there's like very, not really perverted stuff. Yeah, it is. But there are like some scenes where it's just kind of like, okay, it's weird, but it's not like awful. Same with like GTO. It's less than GTO. I'll say that much. GTO has like a problem with like a 22-year-old like looking at children, like middle schoolers, which is like freaking weird. But Nagatoro is a little bit better in that regard, because if it's sexual in any way, it's 99% of the time because Nagatoro wants to get Senpai's attention. which to me is a lot better than like fairy tale. I guess that's my main one. I would go to. For me, one example is like, it's got to have a reason to be there. You know, fan service has to have a reason to be there. And for example, like I've only read the first volume of Fairy Tail, but like one of the chapters covers was like, I believe her name's Lucy. Lucy was like getting attacked by birds, and for some reason, like one of them grabbed like her bra, and I'm just like, what was the point of that image? Like, why is this in here? Does this help the story if this was in here? And the answer 90% of the time is no. But if it's in there for a reason, it's good. Another example I can give is in like Soul Eater. The female Scythe's characters, it's been a while since I've watched it, so I apologize if I'm wrong. But the female Scythe characters are like naked, and the male characters are clothed. Like, they don't really need a reason for that. You know, it's not really needed. Or I'm gonna give you an example of a series I love. Love is War. There's one like really good chapter, except for the ending is just dog crap. Where there's a bug, right? And how about that Shigechi? That's JoJo. But the main guy is like deathly terrified of bugs, and like his motor skills are like backward or like slowed down because he's scared of the bug or something, and he ends up touching her boob, which like doesn't add to the story, right? There's no point for it being there, and like it doesn't make sense in a character sense or like plot driven sense. So it's just like it doesn't make sense. But like for Nagatoro's case, it makes a little bit more sense. Not really more sense, but like it's a little bit more fine. You know, like fine, I'll deal with it. Like in the beginning, but in the first volume, there's this scene where Nagatoro's in the bath, and she's like calling up Senpai because like she wants to get him flustered because she's in the bath or whatever, and they're like calling, and he's talking, he's like, oh, I'm in the bath, and he's like, oh my goodness, oh crap, or whatever, and she's like, haha, funny, because he's all flustered, and then she's like, and he asks her, why'd you put me on a video call, and then she looks and she realizes she's on a video call, and then profusely apologizes. To me, that's fine, because it's got like more plausible reason, and it makes a little more sense. There are still some weird parts where like, oh, I trip and I fall down and then they hit in a position or something, you know. It's less often, but still. I just want to. I'm trying to defend it because like there are some problems with it with fan service in some book and some series that I read, and I don't feel like I'm not well versed enough to like say what I mean by like I'm okay with fan service and I'm not. But most of the time I really do not like fan service, especially when it comes to female characters or male characters, or just when it doesn't make sense. And I just wanted to say that out of the way, what I mean by that when I'm talking about a series like this. So yeah, I definitely recommend Miss Nagatoro if you like Kaguya-sama Love is War or something like that, and you just want like a super wholesome series of characters like growing in a very believable sense, and it just makes you smile, honestly. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day, my beautiful, beautiful chimp champ. And as always, go out there and read some manga, my friend.